Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Fluently.
Hi everyone! We are so happy you're here with us today.
This channel helps you practice real English every day.
Please click that subscribe button and like this video.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Anna.
Welcome back to the show, Anna.
Thanks, Adam. Great to be here.
Today's topic is achieving goals.
Oh, that's a big one, Adam.
Why do some people actually win?
And why do others just dream?
Is it luck or hard work?
Let's break it all down today.
From the vision to the victory.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
So, where does this whole journey actually begin?
It usually starts with a very tiny spark.
But sparks can fade away pretty quickly, right?
That is why you need a deep reason.
You mean something more than just wanting money?
Yes, money is never enough to keep going.
I noticed that when I started my business.
What was your real motivation back then, Adam?
I just wanted to prove I could do it.
That is a very powerful inner drive, honestly.
Do most people have that drive, though?
Many people just follow what others are doing.
That sounds like a recipe for total failure.
Exactly. You need to find your own why.
How do we find that specific personal spark?
Think about what makes you feel truly alive.
Oh, like a hobby that became a passion?
Yes, or a problem you really want to solve.
I see. Solving a problem feels very rewarding.
It gives your goal a much bigger meaning.
Meaning is what keeps us awake at night.
And it gets us up early, too.
I remember waking up at 5 for months.
Was it hard to stay consistent every day?
Some days were great, others were quite tough.
That is when the spark becomes a flame.
But how do we keep that flame burning?
You have to remind yourself of the why.
Maybe write it down on a sticky note.
That actually works better than you might think.
I have notes all over my computer screen.
It keeps the vision clear in your mind.
Vision is important, but what about the action?
Action comes naturally when the spark is real.
Sometimes I still feel a bit stuck.
That is just fear trying to stop you.
Does everyone feel that fear at the start?
Absolutely everyone feels it, even the big pros.
So we just have to push through it.
Yes, use that fear as fuel for growth.
That is a very interesting way to look at things.
It changes your whole perspective on the goal.
We're really getting into the deep stuff.
And we're only just getting started now.
So how do we turn this spark into reality?
We need a solid plan to move forward, Adam.
I used to hate planning when I was younger.
Oh, really? Why did you feel that way exactly?
It felt like I was losing my creative freedom.
But a plan actually gives you more freedom, right?
I guess it removes the daily guesswork, Anna.
Exactly. You know what needs to happen every day.
Let's talk about those famous SMART goals then.
They have to be specific to actually work well.
I wanted to be fit, but that was vague.
Yes, try saying you will run 5 miles daily.
That feels much more real and very easy to track.
Right. Tracking your progress keeps you quite motivated.
Do you think we should write these things down?
Oh, definitely. Science says it makes a huge difference.
I keep a small journal right on my desk.
That is perfect for staying focused on the task.
What about the big goals that feel too scary?
You must break them into very tiny little pieces.
Like eating an elephant one bite at a time?
Yes, exactly. Just focus on the very next step.
It makes the whole process feel much less overwhelming.
Have you ever tried to plan your whole year?
I tried once, but everything changed by February, Anna.
That happens to the best of us, believe me.
So should we only plan for the next month?
Maybe focus on the next 90 days for now.
90 days feels like a very manageable time frame.
It allows you to adjust if things go wrong.
Flexibility is key when life gets in the way.
True. A rigid plan will break very easily, Adam.
Wow, I never thought about planning as being flexible.
It should be a guide, not a prison cell.
Do you use any special apps for your planning?
I prefer a simple pen and some yellow paper.
There is something special about the physical touch, right?
Yes, it connects your brain to the actual goal.
I should try using more paper this week.
Just try it and see how your focus improves.
Planning is basically just a roadmap for the future.
Without it, you are just wandering in the dark.
I'm starting to feel much more organized now.
Good, because the next part is even more vital.
Let's talk about habits and staying truly consistent then.
Yes, Adam.
Anna, motivation is great, but it never lasts forever.
Exactly. It is like a short burst of energy.
So what happens when that initial excitement fades?
That is where your daily habits must take over.
Habits are like the engine of a big train.
Yes, once they start, they're hard to stop.
I struggle with staying consistent on rainy Monday mornings.
Do you rely on your feelings too much?
Maybe I wait until I feel like working.
That is a very dangerous trap to fall into.
Professionals show up even when they feel tired.
Right. Discipline is doing what you hate, like love.
Wow, that is a very powerful way to put it.
Think about brushing your teeth every morning, Adam.
I do it without even thinking about it.
That is exactly how a success habit should feel.
It becomes a natural part of your daily identity.
Exactly. You're not trying, you're just being.
How long does it take to build a habit?
Some say 20 days, others say much longer.
The key is never to miss 2 days together.
Yes, one mistake is a slip, two is a habit.
I try to keep my streaks alive on my phone.
Gamifying your habits makes the whole process quite fun.
Does the environment play a big role in habits?
Oh, absolutely. Your surroundings should make it easy.
If I want to read, I put books everywhere.
And hide your phone in a completely different room.
That is actually the hardest part for me.
Small wins lead to very big changes over time.
Like drinking 1 extra glass of water every day?
Yes, it seems small, but the impact is massive.
We focus too much on the big end goal.
Instead, we should focus on the daily system.
A system is just a set of good habits.
Right, systems help you win even on bad days.
Motivation gets you started, but habits keep you going.
I love that quote. It's very true indeed.
Do you ever have days where you just quit?
Sometimes, but I always get back on track quickly.
Forgiveness is also a part of the long journey.
Absolutely. Do not be too hard on yourself, Adam.
So systems are definitely better than goals alone, right?
Goals provide direction, but systems provide the actual progress.
Now let's look at the obstacles in our way. What happens when things start to go really wrong?
Everyone hits a wall at some point, you know?
Procrastination is my biggest wall right now, Anna.
Oh, me too. It feels like a heavy weight.
Why do we put off things we actually love?
Usually it is because we are afraid of failing.
That sounds like that imposter syndrome people talk about.
Yes, you feel like you are just a big fraud.
I felt that when I got my promotion.
It makes you want to hide under the covers.
How do we actually push through that dark feeling?
You have to face the monster head on, Adam.
Sometimes the monster is just a very messy desk.
True. Clean your space to clear your mind.
Does breaking tasks down help with the procrastination?
Yes, just do 5 minutes of work right now.
Only 5 minutes? That seems too easy to fail.
The hardest part is always just starting the car.
Once I start, I usually want to keep going.
That is the magic of the 5-minute rule.
What about when life throws a real curveball?
Resilience is about bending but never actually breaking, Adam.
I had to change my whole plan last month.
Changing the plan is not the same as quitting.
Oh, I felt like such a failure for changing.
Do not confuse the path with the final destination.
So the goal stays, but the road can change.
Exactly. Navigate around the rocks in the river, Adam.
That's a very beautiful way to think.
We must learn to be kind to our mistakes.
I'm usually my own worst critic most days.
Try talking to yourself like a very dear friend.
Would I tell a friend they're a failure?
No, you would encourage them to keep moving forward.
I need to practice more of that self-compassion.
It makes the obstacles feel much smaller and lighter.
What is the most common mistake people often make?
They give up just before the big breakthrough happens.
That is so sad to even think about, Hannah.
Keep pushing even when you cannot see the finish.
Success is often just on the other side of fear.
Oh, absolutely. Fear is just a sign of growth.
I will try to remember that tomorrow morning, definitely.
Good. Let's talk about the people around us next.
Yes, our environment is a very big factor too.
Absolutely, Adam.
Who we hang out with really changes everything.
They say you are the average of your friends.
That is a very scary thought sometimes, isn't it?
It makes you look at your circle differently.
Do your friends support your big, crazy goals, Anna?
Most of them do, but some are quite skeptical.
Some people just want to keep you where you are.
Yes, they are afraid of being left behind, Adam.
We call those people energy vampires in my office.
They really suck the life out of you.
How do you handle those negative vibes every day?
I tried to set very clear and healthy boundaries.
Boundaries are hard to keep with old friends, though.
True, but your future depends on your current circle.
What about having a dedicated accountability partner, Anna?
That changed my life more than any book ever.
Is it just someone you check in with weekly?
Yes, we share our wins and our struggles too.
It makes you feel much less alone in the journey.
Knowing someone is watching helps me stay focused, Adam.
Does your physical workspace affect your daily output too?
Oh, absolutely. A messy desk equals a messy mind.
I need total silence to get any real work done.
I prefer some soft white noise in the background.
We all have our own unique way of working.
The goal is to find what works for you.
Do you think social media is a bad environment?
It can be a massive distraction if not careful.
I deleted all my distracting apps last month, Anna.
Wow, that must have given you so much time.
It felt like I had gained 5 extra hours.
Digital environment is just as important as the physical.
Who should we look for in a good mentor?
Someone who is already where you want to be.
That makes a lot of sense for long-term growth.
They provide a map for the road ahead, Adam.
Learning from their mistakes saves so much precious time.
Exactly. You do not have to fail at everything.
A good support system makes the hard days easier.
It is the safety net that catches you, Adam.
I am grateful for the people in my life.
Good people are the greatest shortcut to success, really.
We are coming to the end of our talk.
Let's talk about the final stage of the journey.
Yes, let us focus on the celebration and reflection.
Yes, Adam.
So, we've finally reached the very top, Anna.
It feels amazing to look back at everything.
Do you remember the first day we started?
Yes, we were so nervous and very unsure.
Now we are standing here with the prize.
But is the prize the most important part?
I think the person we became matters.
Exactly. The growth happens during the long climb.
Should we stop and celebrate every small win?
Definitely. Don't wait until the very end, Adam.
I bought myself a nice coffee after today.
That sounds like a perfect way to celebrate.
Why do people feel sad after winning big?
It is called the arrival fallacy, my friend.
You expect happiness to last forever, right?
Right, but happiness comes from the daily progress.
So how do we keep that joy alive?
Start reflecting on the lessons you learned daily.
Oh, I write down one lesson every night.
That is a great way to level up.
Does the journey ever really come to an end?
Not really. There's always a higher mountain.
That sounds exhausting and exciting at once, Anna.
It is the game of life, Adam.
What is your next big mountain to climb?
I want to learn a brand new language.
Wow, that will be a very tough challenge.
I will use the same systems we discussed.
Habits will make it feel much easier, surely.
Consistency is more important than speed. Always.
I used to rush everything in the beginning.
Russian usually leads to burnout very quickly, Adam.
Now I take things one day at a time.
That is the secret to staying in the game.
Do you ever feel satisfied with yourself?
I'm happy, but I'm never finished.
That keeps the spark burning for the future.
Precisely. We're always works in progress, Adam.
I feel much more confident about my goals.
You should be. You have the right tools.
Reflection makes the next goal much more clear.
It's like looking in a bright mirror.
I am ready for the next big adventure.
Let's make the most of every single day.
This has been an amazing conversation today, Anna.
Yes, Adam.
Well, that is all for our show today, Anna.
Yes, Adam. I hope everyone feels very inspired right now.
Remember, your journey starts with one small step.
Please like this video if you enjoyed it.
And subscribe to join our growing community here.
We love hearing your thoughts in the comments.
Thank you for listening, and see you soon.
Keep chasing your dreams and never give up.
Until next time, stay focused and stay happy.
Bye for now and take care of yourselves.